Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today we're going to look at how you can use intent data on LinkedIn.com to understand how your content is working and is it working in the right place. I will caveat you do need LinkedIn Premium in order to get the best out of this, but hopefully you can still learn something. So let's crack on. So what do we mean by intent data? Well, this is a slide lifted from Sodesto, and as we can see, it's anything that we do online signals intent. And in this situation, they're talking to kind of marketing teams. So this would be marketing qualified leads or sales qualified leads. But actually, as we move into the world of social selling, this is as important for sales reps as it is for marketing team. So things like websites. We all have a website. When was the last time, as a salesperson, you went to the marketing team to ask what's the analytics from our website? Website visits, what pages, not visiting, and so on. Marketing. When was the last time you went to sales to ask about their views on LinkedIn? Who's looking at what? Who's looking at their profiles? Because the two can now work hand in glove. If you haven't seen The Great Hack on Netflix, I highly recommend it because that's this on steroids, but when used maliciously. And what we need to consider is that within LinkedIn in its own right, you can also get data and insight from what is happening there. Why? Because ultimately, I've touched on this in other videos, is that the algorithm impacts who is visible to you, who you are visible to in their feeds. And again, this is based on your intent. So likes, comments, shares, posts, hashtags, etc., etc. You've also got products such as Bombora, Spiker is another one, where you are able to set up searches, as I've done here. This is the free version. And then once a week, I get an email with a list of companies who are researching topics that we can advise on. So again, I am letting organizations signal their intent of interest rather than making assumptions or blindly guessing who might be interested in what we've got to offer from our consulting services. And then for those of you that are familiar with social listening, here's an example of a social listening tool. This is Microsoft's old social listening tool. There's lots other, like Brandwatch is another one. But again, this is a great piece of technology that you can use to understand intent. So in this situation, you can type in any keyword you want. It could be a name, could be a brand, could be a hashtag, doesn't matter. And these platforms in real time will tell you who is talking about that particular word online across pretty much most social media platforms, apart from LinkedIn, because LinkedIn doesn't allow this technology. So this has been around for a while, but now this is moving into the business-to-business space. It is ever more critical that if you can get your head around and understand how useful and powerful intent data is, this can really start to drive your content strategy, marketing strategy, sales strategy, account-based marketing strategy, whatever you want, because you're now basing it on what the market is actually talking about, what intent they are showing. If we're all familiar with the Gartner, 57% of research is done on you before you engage. This then is starting to bring this to life. So what does this actually mean in the real world, and how can you use this on LinkedIn? Well, we're now going to go over to LinkedIn, and I'll show you how we do this. So how does this work in LinkedIn? Well, there are two ways that we can consider things. The first is who's viewed your profile. Again, I reiterate, you do need LinkedIn Premium in order to be able to access the majority of this data. But from my perspective, it is well worth you investing in. So first and foremost, who's viewed your profile. So we click on this, and then you'll all be familiar with this. You get the insight of who's viewed your profile over time. But then, of course, LinkedIn does break this down by company, so you can scroll across and look at these varying organizations, filters who are paid by job title, find by messaging. Sometimes you get found by homepage, all sorts of different types of profile views. But why is this important? I keep an eye on this because if people are looking at my profile who are prospective customers, clients, etc., then I would possibly reach out to them, send a connection request, mentioning, I saw you look at my profiles, anything particular you're looking for, would be great to connect anyway, and so on. So it's worth keeping an eye on that. But also, if the people that are looking at your LinkedIn profile are the wrong type of audience, i.e. they're the people who would never ever buy from you, then you can start to do something about it. And I've got other videos which talk around how you can move yourself into the right parts of LinkedIn to make sure you're starting to get the right profile views. A lot of that will come down to the content and engagement that you have. The other friend you have, of course, is your alarm bell here. So this is where you get updates around what's going on, either where you are being mentioned, where the people are commenting on posts that you commented on, etc., etc., or in this case, your own posts. So here we can see an example of my post I shared last night, and you get the engagement, but then we get views of the post in feed. So what this means is this is moved through someone's newsfeed. So they've looked at it, they've eyeballed it, they may have hovered over it, but it has moved through someone's newsfeed. So I've had 1,758 views, which is okay, great, fine, it is what it is. But the key thing for me is using this data here, because I do a lot of work within professional services. We as an organization, we cover all spectrums of industry verticals. My background and I focus on professional services. So I need to make sure that my content is landing in the market, or in the pond, if you will, where the people that are most likely to buy our services are. And so we can see from here that, yes, absolutely, this post is landing where I want it. And I use this as a way of maintaining visibility with existing clients, and also as a way of keeping an eye on potential clients that are coming into my field of view. And if I see a potential opportunity with a client that we're not working with, I would then use that as a reason to get in touch with someone. So I go into my network, I do some searching, I'd find out who knows who, ask for an introduction. Now, of course, I can't necessarily guarantee that the people I get introduced to even know me, even heard of me, may not have seen any of my content. But what will happen, and this has happened, and the same can happen for you, is that as you start to have conversations internally within organizations, people will go, oh, yes, I know Alex because I've seen him share interesting stuff on LinkedIn. So you are already creating that brand awareness within an organization. If the organization's job title, etc., that are looking at your content are not your ideal customer profile, well, then you can start to do something about it. And again, other videos I have talk about how you can curate the algorithm, how you can use hashtags, etc., and also, more importantly, the type of engagement that you have with your audience to drive this. This perspective, we're a global organization, so this is useful, but it's these two pieces here which are the key thing for me. So those are the two kind of main points that you can get from LinkedIn Premium around the intent that people are signaling by looking at your profile or looking at your content. Intent data. I hope that's given you a little more insight and understanding of what intent data is, but more importantly, how you can actually start to use the signals that you're getting online around who might be interested in having a conversation with you, connecting with you, to give you an opportunity to start a relationship with them with a view taking that through to a bona fide business opportunity. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If we're not connected on LinkedIn, then please do find me and connect. And as always, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.